UNL Extension is releasing 69 crop budgets for Nebraska this year. As you'll hear in a minute during our discussion with Roger Wilson, the cost for producing corn and soybeans in 2015 looks to be higher than 2014. We should be clear the budgets are a broad example of production across Nebraska, and individual operations and returns will be unique. But hopefully the information can give some insight into thinking about costs heading into the next growing season.
Well, we get prices and stuff from Bob Klein. He has some contacts in the industry, and so we get some estimates as far as what he thinks the price is going to be. And these estimates, sometimes they are that right, and sometimes as time passes, they get a little bit wrong. I know this year we dropped the price of fuel down from $3.50 to $3.25, and I thought, boy, has that gone too low? And the way it turned out, that's way too high.
As a whole, what are input costs looking like this year? More expensive than last year?
Well, the way things work out on the budgets, it seems to be these costs have seemed to go up a little bit. Although as you look at the individual prices, or at least our estimates of what the individual prices are, it's really a mixed bag. Some things have gone up, and a few things have gone down in price.
Let's look at a few crops here. Let's start in irrigated soybeans.
Well, the price of irrigated soybeans, according to the budgets that I've done, the price per bushel produced has gone up from $10.92 to $11.14 per bushel, 22 cents per bushel. And if you look at just a cash basis, not looking at the opportunity cost for the land and the machinery, the cost per bushel is gone up from $4.87 to $5.12, which is a 25-cent increase.
And in corn this year?
Well, corn, it's a lot like soybeans in the fact that we find that the prices have gone up. If you look at the total cost per bushel of corn, it looks like it's increased 17 cents from $3.98 to $4.15. The cash basis has gone up from $2.38 to $2.52, which is 14 cents. On the dry land side, it's kind of the same type of a pattern. We find that it's less expensive to produce dryland corn, according to my budgets, than irrigated corn. And the price has gone up about 26 cents on the per bushel cost for the total cost, and about 7 cents on the cash cost per bushel.
As we talk about costs, one tool you've developed and recently released has to do with irrigation and determining the cost. Tell me about that tool.
Well, on the irrigated crops, irrigation is a major expense, particularly as it relates to fuel. And we have come up with a tool. I've written a tool that's on the internet. It's a little bit different than the other tools we have. We have a lot of tools that are Excel spreadsheets that you download. This one here is a web application. Basically, you don't download anything on your computer. You fill in some numbers, and it calculates the cost. And the numbers that you fill in should be numbers that you know, like total costs, and then the answers that you get out of there ends up being cost per inch, and it divides fixed and variable expenses. The reason I designed this was there was a request for some of the producers are actually using their pivot to irrigate neighboring acres. And so you take a look and say, what is a fair price or a fair cost that you should charge your neighbors? So one aspect of this calculator is you can add some acres that you're going to be adding, and you can click on a button, and it will tell you what my idea of a fair share would be. And it divides it up. You have a fixed cost, so there'd be a charge, just a flat charge for the year, and then there'd be another charge on a per acre inch applied.
On the Market Journal website, we'll link to the 2015 Nebraska crop budgets. We'll also link to the Irrigation Cost Calculator and other resources on irrigation management.